Kingdom Hearts is owned by Nomura, Square Enix, and Disney. Statements of the crew are completely opinion. Audience discretion is advised.
No babies on deck. Sorry. All these tones. I can't.
No babies on deck.
Welcome to Canon Misfire. I'm your Captain Sam.
First mate Alyssa.
Swabby Lee.
And today we are going to be talking about everyone's favorite thing, Kingdom Hearts.
3.
Yay.
Well, I guess all of them, but still.
Just all of it.
It's
Might as well.
all Kingdom Hearts.
Man, there's so many Kingdom Hearts. There's a lot.
And guess what canon ship we're going to be discussing for Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, I wonder which one.
Discussing, not bashing. Just pointing that out before y'all get mad. It's Kairi Sora.
Oh, was it?
You were like, I want to know.
No, I'm just joking. It's like the most obvious
It's like,
thing.
oh shit, really? Didn't know. Fuck.
Okay, before we start, there will be spoilers. If you have not played all of the Kingdom Hearts games or have played to the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, we will be discussing themes and settings from those games. You will be spoiled. Do not listen to this episode. If not, listen to a different episode. We have plenty of episodes.
Probably.
Maybe, hopefully at this point we do.
Maybe we'll just have one.
Or this will be the second episode. You don't know. We don't know.
No one knows. Okay, on the high/seas, Sora and Kairi is official by context of it being shown but not stated.
Really, really hard implied. Just real hard. Just
almost even from like the beginning.
almost just like, okay.
Here
Sorry.
we go.
Okay, so Kingdom Hearts 3, they set it up that Kairi and Sora have a special bond, not just because of, like, he being one of the boys on the island and she being, like, the only girl we see for a very while.
Well, we see Selfie, I think, for like 5 minutes. And then that's it.
His
and
mysterious mom.
And his mysterious... We don't really see her. We just hear one whole line and she's
But
gone.
I mean, she's there, but the only other girl on the island and one of the boys.
One of the many, many boys.
I mean, yeah, it was first implied when, what was it, in Kingdom Hearts 1, and Sora drew the thing of the Pow Pow fruit, right?
Yep.
Pow Poo Fruit.
She's gonna keep saying it, she's gonna keep saying it. Then that little cave drawing where they're giving each other the fruit and the such, and he's like, yeah, girls, for some reason.
I mean...
He's like, what, 12?
Well, yeah, so at that time, Sora and Kairi are they're best friends, and Riku's one of their best friends, so it's the three of them, and they want to escape the island, and that's sort of like their promise to each other. And as you play through the beginning, there's a mention of this fruit, the Pow Pow fruit. Pow Poo fruit. You got me saying it now, Alyssa.
Pow Pow.
God damn it.
Pow Pow sounds like I'm gonna
Pow,
get,
pow.
like I'm gonna get like
Sora knockout time. Pow Pow.
The Pow Poo fruit.
Pow Pow sounds like
That
I'm
if
gonna
you
get hit.
both eat the end of the Pow
If you
Poo
share
fruit,
the Pow Poo fruit with another person, your destinies are entwined forever. The end.
you cannot lose each other, essentially.
Basically, you're married. Like,
Basically, it's fruit marriage.
It's island marriage.
it's island myth marriage.
Some shit happens, they have to leave the island, and you don't see Kairi or Riku for a while, and you're off on your adventure alone.
It's time to start the Disney.
The first game, I don't think, is the strongest in narrative and character building. I think it's the strongest in mechanics and world building. But I still think that...
I wouldn't say mechanics, but sure, we'll go with that.
It was the first game to do some of the things it does.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
okay, that's fair. Go ahead.
They obviously were trying to make something functional within the worlds that they were provided.
Even though they're like, where do you go?
And doing something
Where
crazy.
do we go?
but-
Where do we go?
Going all Disney up in here.
Yeah,
With,
anyway.
anime.
But
Yeah.
the point is, we're talking about the ship.
Yep.
So, the next time you see Riku, he's a little dark.
A little hot topic,
Yeah.
a little salty, and a little on the scene side.
And the next time you see Kairi, she's captive.
She's comatose.
Yeah, she has
Oh.
no...
She's a vegetable.
Yeah.
She does not move. She does not speak. Her eyes are barely even like focused. She's just a shell of a person.
And then as you continue on, you find out that you actually have Kairi's heart within your body.
Don't
you
ask
get
why,
it out.
don't ask how.
You somehow get it out. She
You
somehow
stab
gets
yourself.
it out, and there's a nice little hug.
The end.
Yeah, and then like the end with the
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
they're
he's, like,
separating from each
reaching.
other, and there's, oh, we almost hold hands, and nope, they're gone. And, yeah, I
So
mean,
that's the brief description of them in Kingdom Hearts 1. So in 2, you start your adventure alone. You meet
Looking-
back up with...
Well, should we do Chain of Memories now? Well, we shouldn't really go
Are we
through
doing
all
this
of
in
them.
order?
Yeah, I mean,
It's a brief
just the
description
general
of their-
idea of their like.
All right,
I'm only
one-
doing the ones where Sora and Kairi are in it together.
Okay, fair.
Sorry, oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Well-
in 2, Sora,
Yeah.
you start off your adventure, some shit happens, it's a long time until you see any of your friends, you get both of your friends back, and you see Kairi get kidnapped by Axel. He
Again.
brings him to this castle, they finally find Riku, but first, Sora meets Kairi, and there's a nice little hug. Is there handshake, something?
No, they hug.
Okay, so there's a
No,
nice
it's
little
a whole hug.
between the two of them.
Yeah, it's a whole hug.
Okay.
And then you meet Riku, and
Yeah.
there's like falling to the knees travesty going on there because
There's
There's
like,
a lot of
Riku finally looks like Riku and less dark Hot Topic.
he looks like a
and
normal
not like
boy.
a giant man.
He just looks depressed.
Kairi gets pushed to the side, Sora and Riku save the day, and now we're on to 3. I know we skipped a lot of games
We
in
skipped
between,
several
We
games.
skipped a lot
but
of
we're
stuff.
only talking about the ship right now. So in 3,
And there's like bits, there's like itty bitty like bits and pieces in the other games, but not quite because they're not that big.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But that's essentially the main gist of it. Gist, whatever.
yeah. And then in 3, you start off your adventures knowing where your friends are. They're right by your side, but everyone has their own mission going on. Kairi has to go train on a separate place.
She's got to be a Keyblade wielder officially.
Yeah, she had a Keyblade in 2. We skimmed over that. And
flip.
flip. And then Riku is off doing his thing, and Sora goes through a bunch of worlds, finally gets to the end. Kairi's back. Riku's back. All their friends are back.
Everybody's back
They
and
gotta
ready
be
to
one of
rock.
the
They
dark
go to do the
people.
big dark battle, and lo and behold,
Well, we're gonna have to backtrack a bit. Right before they go to do the final battle, there's a little time on the island. Riku, Sora, and Kairi, and Sora and Kairi are on the plant, and
on the tree.
Kairi brings up the Paupu fruit, and they actually officially share one for the first time in the entire fucking series.
After hearing about it so many goddamn times from everyone else in the fandom,
Yep, that finally fucking happens.
he was like, well, it's time, and Riku's having Riku time with Riku.
Yep.
Riku
Yep.
times 2.
Yep.
Riku with Riku and more Riku.
But yeah.
And then the fight stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Kairi is not quite useless, but almost
I mean,
there. She's slightly
basically.
less useless than she was in 1.
We'll get there. Let's reword that to Kairi gets kidnapped, and then she goes missing, and then Sora saves the day with his friends, and Kairi's nowhere to be found. So now Kairi has to be found. There's some time jump. Kairi is found somehow, and Sora and Kairi are holding hands in the same place they shared the Pauper fruit, and that ends Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Uh,
Let's try opinions, but short. One at a time.
I'm not mad at it. I'm used to it. I wish they could have done it better.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much expected it, like, from the beginning, but it's also, like, there's, it had the chance to do something really interesting, and they just kind of went for the boring bland option.
I wish there was more in the past to justify the current present.
Yeah.
So that's the statement. We'll begin discussion. Kairi Sora, I feel it doesn't work.
I
Yeah.
feel that it could have worked if they gave it more attention. Like, yeah, it's the generic, oh man, boy and girl, hooray, but like, stories like that have been successful before with the correct amount of storytelling, and we didn't have all that storytelling. We just had, here's Kairi, she's a girl, oh man, and they had so much potential in Kairi and they just didn't use it.
Yeah, I'll add on with that. Like, I think that it could have been a good pairing if Kairi was a more real, like, a better character, too. Like, if we knew more about her, and if we saw more about her with Sora. Like, just had more of, like a connection. Like, they just didn't seem to have, like, much.
I think that if we want to use some settings, so if we want to go game by game, starting with 1, I believe the Kairi Sora was set up the best in that game.
Yes.
There was a shared conversations, there was some drawings, there was mention of the fruit that will be used at some point. And when they finally separated from each other on that island, you were almost rooting for them to get back together in the next game.
Yeah.
Some middle games happened, and then when we finally got to 2, I liked what happened in 2, but there was apparently no space for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they gave her some screen time, but it was really just, like, small, almost not useful things. Like, she's like, oh, or don't know where Riku is. Who's Sora? Then she remembered who Sora was. Then she was like, I gotta find him. Gotta set out this bottle, I guess. Or did she receive the bottle? I cannot remember.
She wrote the message, put it in a bottle, and hoped it went to him at some point.
Okay. And then Axel appeared. She was like, oh shit, let me follow him because he mentioned Sora or something. And then she appears later. Like, it's like she does, it's so split up that I hardly remember what she does.
That's a good point about the bottle, because they used the bottle as a way of saying that if she didn't do that, they never would have found their way back home out of the darkness.
Right.
And I agree with that. That's 100% true. I just feel like we needed more time to know her motivations. I feel like we always see everything from Sora's point of view. He is the main character, but the game shows us what's happening around everywhere. It's a third-person type game.
Yeah, I think, like, the big thing is, like, I feel like a lot of this could be really friendship. Like a good friendship, a good established, like, she wants to see her friends again, and she's been left all alone. And, like, I don't see a lot of, like, romantic, like, pushing towards that. Like, I see a forced romance, but I don't see, like, a natural romance.
I would have been fine if this all stayed purely friendship. Like, there was no romance involved. You know what I mean? Like, I would have been cool with just everybody's just like, oh, we got our friends back. All man friendship. All man, I love my friends / family. Like, that would have been totally fine with me.
That's actually what I was really hoping for, and it seemed like it was heading. Because in 3, there's like none of it. Not even when Kairi writes that little note to herself that she's not going to send to Sora. I always saw that as counterintuitive, because she did it in the second one, sending it out into the ether. And now she writes a note that is specifically for Sora, but it's not going to show him. It felt weird, because now they have phones. They can get that message sent. Axel's like, do you want me to send that message? Like, they almost seem like, yeah, we finally see that she likes Sora in that way, but we're not pushing it to a natural end. It felt like it was just going to be friendship, and everyone was just going to keep that in until later.
Yeah, I feel like a good way is, like, we don't even really establish that, like, Sora has a crush on Kairi. And, like, even that was, like, the barest trace that Kairi has a crush on Sora.
They only really established that Sora had, like, any kind of inkling towards Kairi in 1. When Riku was like, oh, I know you want to share that powder fruit with Kairi, I'm going to race you for it. I feel like that was, like, that was the only game that they ever did it in.
Yeah, like, I didn't see it a lot in 2, but there was so much happening in 2, it felt like romance was not necessary. And 3, there was so much happening in 3, I'm surprised they even got as little as they wanted in there. It just seemed crazy when it finally showed up at the end.
Seemed kind of shoved in, like, like an afterthought almost.
Not to mention that even though we're not that type of podcast, a lot of people don't like the end because of the rush feeling in general.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a whole other thing. But I still 100% enjoyed the game, regardless. Like,
yeah, like, I 100% enjoyed the game as well. So yeah, that's the main ship. What ship did you enjoy?
Too many.
let's make it simple.
Y'all know the one. The boys, Sora and Riku, because they had literally the most screen time together at all times. Their relationship was the one that was displayed the most, like, right next to, like, Roxas and Axel. Like their relationship was from the start. They were best friends first. They were the ones that were having the most issues first, and they got over it together. Riku was like, I have to do all these things for Sora. Sora's like, I have to find Riku right now. Like even in 3, when Riku was just fine on his own, hanging out with Mickey, Sora was like, oh yeah, I remember when Riku did this. Like his first reaction was always towards Riku, in my opinion. At least that's what it seemed like. And Riku, after Kingdom Hearts 1, was like, all right, I have to make up all the shit that I did for Sora. And his reasoning for most, if not everything, was for Sora. So it made sense to me. Like you could have made them any fucking gender, and I would have been like, yeah, that one, that yeah.
Yeah, I always like to point out that Riku always seems like he's more main character material than Sora is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that they went with Sora as the main character, but I like that dynamic. And then having Riku be like, I'm this person in the way I am because Sora was there and because I look up to him. And I always thought that was so passionate and like inspiring. They're best friends though, so that's where that comes from.
I think you could still be best friends and like, just have that kind of relationship. But just having that kind of really close, really passionate, want to be near each other also can fit in the romance thing if we're gonna go romance.
I almost feel like they lost the opportunity to make Sora Kairi work if they would just replace Riku and Kairi.
Honestly, like, all that's considered, if Riku wasn't there, like, I would honestly probably ship it more. Just because, like, it would make more sense because that would be his only motivation. But his motivation in all the series is, like, Riku mostly.
Yeah.
Gotta find Riku.
He's
Where's
like,
Riku? I gotta help him out. And
Yeah.
then in Dream Drop Distance, Riku is all about gotta help Sora. Where's Sora at? As soon as he literally changed species, he literally became a Dream Eater just to help his friend out. And he didn't even do it consciously. He was just like, Sora's in trouble, I gotta do what I gotta do. There was no discussion. He wasn't like, oh man, what's going on? He was like, I feel like Sora's in trouble, I'm gonna go help him. As soon as he realized almost immediately that they were separated when they went to the dream thing. Like, he was like, oh shit, where's Sora at? Now I have to go find him. And it's just been that way the whole entire time. I don't know. It just, that they just always seemed magnetized towards each other to me.
Mm-hmm. Kind of opposites attract in the light and the darkness, and like, I'll save you this time and then I'll save you this time. Like, it's a more equal standing, and it's not just like a princess in a tower that I need to rescue. This is like my best friend.
I love that you brought that up because the next topic was going to be how to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the reason Sora Kairi could have been better is if Kairi was more person on the same level as Sora.
Yes.
When she finally got a Keyblade in 2, I was excited to see what she would do with it. And though they had training in 3, we never saw it.
Yeah.
Whenever we saw Axel and her together talking about training, and we're going to go train next, it always cut away to something or back to Sora. And I felt like we missed the opportunity to see Kairi become strong.
And then at the same time, the one time we do see Kairi fighting, we can't really see her fighting because we're fighting at the same time. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like agree with us on this, where like Kairi's like whole potential was just fucking just tossed out the window, and she was put right back into the damsel in distress mode the moment she was about to get whacked with a Keyblade. I get the whole, oh shit, this is my first actual real battle. You've been training for an insurmountable amount of time because you were in some kind of weird time bubble thing, and now you have almost nothing to show for it. Like, you just got caught again, and then you have to get saved again, and Sora had to go save you again.
And I feel like there's no excuse for it because we have Aqua, so they obviously can make strong female characters in the series work. So Kairi's on purpose not being made strong.
I would even say, like, and like, this is just a whole different topic in general, but like, even Naminé, I feel like it's a strong character even though she's not a fighter, but like, you get a good personality from her. You get like more motivation than I need to be saved.
Same with Xion.
Yeah, and Xion. Like, they've proven that they can do it. They just haven't with Kairi. She's always just what he's like striving for. Or that's what they're assuming.
On that, both Xion and Naminé both seem like almost more important characters than Kairi. Like, Kairi is a princess of heart. She's supposed to have all these powers, and like we don't know how she became a princess of heart. We don't know what power she actually has. All we know is that she revived Sora somehow. Even about her past, for the longest time, we don't know jack shit about her past. The artists in the fandom give Kairi more personality than the actual creator does, it feels like.
I feel like there's going to be more story with these guys, even though it's been mentioned that this is the end of this arc, but I still think the 3 are still going to be in the next game. I feel like they missed the opportunity, and the part that made me almost give up is when Kairi gets taken and Sora's like, fuck friendship, I have to go it alone and go get Kairi myself. It would have been far more powerful within that moment that he stated that, or before he stated that, Kairi pops back into existence and is like, hi guys, I'm strong now, and I can take care of myself.
Yeah.
That to me would have solidified that in the future she's going to be better than what she was before.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no indication of her getting better, so I almost feel disheartened by her creation in general and their ship in general.
Honestly, like, I feel like it would have been a stronger overall message if it was friendship, and like if just like all the other hearts, like he awokened her heart as well, and then she'd be at the end. Because like I hate at the end when they're just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna like let our friend die for like this girl again, nobody going with him. And it just,
I mean, they tried. Donald and Goofy were like, Sora, and Sora was like, no, I have to do this alone. It was annoying.
It was dumb. Like, would have been better if they was like, okay, let's all go get Kairi because we're all friends with her. Mm-hmm. Let's all go save her. Like, we all wanted to go save Aqua and Ventus and Terra. Like, why can't we all do the same shit for Kairi? Why can't we just make Kairi a more important character? Like, it's annoying.
So, I guess to wrap it up, because we're just going into circles now.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. To wrap it up, let's finish all the podcasts with, did it work? Did it not work? We've already explained why. So,
no.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I 100% agree. I don't think this ship is viable for a canon ship, and I personally think that they need to try harder next time with them if they continue to keep them as the main ship. Hey, it's your Captain Sam. We always end up not recording outros. But yeah, thank you for watching or listening to Canon Misfire. Make sure you follow us and hit that subscribe button on YouTube and check out our Twitter. Have a wonderful day.